Hi, so this is just a quick little comparison video for the brand new Yakuza Like a Dragon. I thought this would be interesting to do. While I don't believe there are very many very many differences at all, I'm just gonna throw that out there. I think they're gonna be very similar, and what I point out is gonna be so minor that it might not interest most people. But yeah, I just thought we would do this here. This is the very first Yakuza game to ever be physically released on Xbox, I believe. So I just wanted to look at the two and point out any differences, and right away I can spot a few things besides the obvious being, one saying PS4 and one being Xbox. Obviously here you've got some extra text, 4K Ultra HD, smart delivery. This one says requires internet at the bottom. They're both in English and in French, but otherwise they are identical. This is obviously scooted up a bit, but on this one, it's scooted up a little bit compared to this, but otherwise they're identical. If we look at it this way, they're exactly the same, except the PS4 one is a little bit longer, but... Oh, and there's also these numbers here at the bottom. If my camera can focus on that. I want to focus. I can't get it to focus. But you can see that, oh, there it goes. There's some numbers right there. And the Sega logo is slightly larger on the PlayStation version. Actually, even, let's see, there it's perfectly flush. The Like a Dragon logo is slightly larger on the PS4 one as well. So it looks like all of the logos are actually a little bit larger, and there's an extra number at the bottom. Whereas on the Xbox one, it's a little bit smaller. So there's that. Now, if we look at, okay, Xbox, PlayStation, yes. If we look at this side, it looks like everything on the top half that talks about the game is identical, but it looks like all the differences are on the bottom half. Let me lift it up a little bit. On the bottom half here, which again is to be expected. Xbox One has a black background with white text and all of those nice little things. I'm not going to go through every little thing. You can obviously tell the difference. They're completely different with basically the same information, I think. So, although PlayStation 1 says that it's for all regions, I don't think Xbox says that. But I'm not going to spend too much time on that. Xbox One says it's made in Mexico. Does this one say? I don't think PlayStation says on there, but that's okay. Anyway, now as far as the actual Steelbook, I'm pretty sure they're going to be identical, completely identical. So I'm going to make sure I don't mix them up. Yeah, oh, there's a nice little lobster. I didn't even notice that. Little lobster on the bat. But yeah, identical. And I think I just mixed them up. Okay, so yeah, Steelbook's completely identical. They're exactly the same. So now I'll open them up. Xbox. Let's see if I can prop that. my newspaper is getting in the way. And PlayStation. Now, I don't have a lot of space to compare. But let's look at the disc first. We'll do that. Okay. So, again, obvious differences being the logos, the Xbox and PlayStation. The Xbox one is at the top, while the PlayStation 4 one is at the bottom. And that might be just a standard thing between the two. I don't have Xbox games, so I'm not for sure if that is always the case. I'm pretty sure PS4 games always have the logo at the bottom, so that's probably the same for the Xbox one. I think, let me make sure my light is on it correctly. Yeah, there's a slight color difference, I believe, in the Sega logo. The PlayStation 4 one, the Sega logo looks like it's slightly bluer, like a brighter blue, whereas this one, the Sega logo looks like a closer to a navy, like a darker blue. But the immature logo has the French on it, on the Xbox one, whereas the PS4 one doesn't. And again, these are all just very, very minor differences. They're not mind-blowing in any way. Even this text at the top, you can't really see it in that one, but here, there's text at the top of the Steelbook, just Sega, all rights reserved, blah, blah, blah. That's exactly the same because, again, the Steelbook is exactly the same. So, yeah, back to the discs. I think everything else is pretty much the same. I mean, in the background, that little tattoo design is moved down on this one so you can see it better. And the logos are flip-flopped, but other than that, I think it's about the same. And this little Sega, all rights reserved thing. Yeah, it says the same thing, it's just placed differently. So yeah, moving on. Now we've got these things here. Again, I'm gonna try my best not to mix these up. Here we have, if I can get it out, stickers. Identical. They're the same exact size. And they otherwise look the same. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to tell on my camera. This one has a slight, I don't know if it's like a double print, but there's like a slight outline on this side. Whereas this one, it's completely clean. I don't know if you can see it in the text, where there's just a slight little. And you know what? It almost looks like it's maybe supposed to look like that on purpose. It's just kind of all around the edges. But this one's clean, so it's probably just like a very slight misprint. So anyway, that's just a sticker, keeping things separate. Here is the PS4 little slip of paper with the DLC codes. They're different sizes. This one is shorter, so you can see. And there's a few differences here. I mean, the logo at the top, obviously, there's a band of green at the top of the Xbox One, whereas the PS4 one doesn't have that. It's just in the corner. So they were able to lift everything up a little bit, it looks like. The bigger M rating Legends costume pack is bigger on the PS4 one. Looks like everything is a little bit bigger on the PS4 one. Sega logo, pretty much the same. Slight color difference, very slight. Game add-on at the bottom of this one, whereas this one doesn't have it. And then if we look at the back, again, well, I didn't say it in this video yet, but these codes will be used by the time this video is up. Just want to point that out. Obviously they're different, and they're going to be different because they're different consoles, different companies, different policies. So yeah, I won't go into that. So put those aside. Now here's the PS4 warning and the Xbox warning. Again, there's a slight size difference. I'm going to, well, let's see. They're actually a little bit different. The warning is different. I mean, it says the same thing, but it says it differently. And I guess, again, that's down to, you know, the company's own verbiage for that kind of stuff. So that's not really surprising. But, yeah. So yeah, that's about it. I mean, I can show you the case, but again, there's no point. The actual Steelbook is completely identical to each other, so I won't bother with that. But that is pretty much all of the differences that I could spot. If I missed anything that you can tell, feel free to point it out in the comments, and I'll reply to you all. I would definitely appreciate that. I like to look at all these small little details that most people probably wouldn't care about, but I think it's interesting to look at. And these are American versions. I will probably get some imports of this eventually, and I will compare them. I think it's a lot of fun. But yeah, that's about it. Again, let me know if I missed anything that you might have caught. And yeah, that's about it. Oh, there's a glare. That's about it. Thank you for watching.